Let's go.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans, Steeler Nation, everybody is anxiously awaiting 23 hours and 55 minutes from now. The start of the NFL draft will be underway. I think we find out right away Cam Ward goes to the Tennessee Titans, but it's a whole bunch of stuff that happened after that, and we only focused and concerned about the Pittsburgh Steelers aspect of it as far as tonight's show goes. So we're going to talk about some stuff, get into how we perceive and think of the job the Steelers front office has did this offseason since the league New Year started. I'm here in the building. I'm your boy Tate here in the building with the triple OG, the homie, Shannon White in the building. Shannon, what's good, man?
It's just another Wednesday night, ready to talk about the Steelers and specifically the draft.
Specifically the draft. Okay. You under the weather? Your sinuses bother you? Something sound like sinuses or something?
No, I feel
You good?
fine. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel good.
All right, good. Big G, who is him besides me? Who we talking about?
The pick number 21, if we stay there, better be him. Or I got some issues with our front office. We better pick a him at 21 if we stay at 21. We better get him.
I have complete confidence in the way Omar Khan conducts the draft. I have one complaint about the two drafts he's been in charge of.
What's the complaint?
I said I don't have any complaints. I don't have not one.
Yeah, me neither.
So
what's up, Shannon? But it's time for him to hit a him. It's time for him to hit a him. Let's go get a him.
Well, I think we'll see Fautano will be a him.
Yeah, agreed.
With the first year he picked who?
Broderick Jones.
Broderick Jones. Now, see,
Broderick Jones.
See,
he's not a him yet, but I think he's. What'd you say?
That might be an issue
he
done messed up.
He got a huge upside, man. Everybody at the time thought that was a really, really good pick. Still, so you can't play after decision, right? Like, nice. He ain't panned out. The player's a bust. You can't blame that on Omar Khan. He didn't take a reach and draft somebody that ain't good. Like, well, damn, Omar made that decision. This dude sucked. We knew he sucked. We didn't think that.
Oh, no, it's nowhere close to Kevin Colbert. It's nowhere close to Kevin Colbert drafting Artie Burns or drafting Devin Bush. It's nowhere close to that.
We traded. I think that Devin Bush was even good pre-injury. No, he was good pre-injury. Then he got hurt in that game against Cleveland. He was, Big G. You can go back and look at the history. Now, you may not like it, but they traded up. We needed to line down. They was reaching. They was reaching because they was trying to replace Shazier. But he was a good player up until he got hurt.
All right, so let's throw in Jarvis Jones, Kenny Pickett, Artie Burns. Do I need to keep going? Omar ain't in that.
Kevin Colbert did too. Terrell Edmonds. I mean, all kind of stuff.
Horrible.
Going on and on. His last half of his tenure, first half of his tenure is going to get him in the Hoff. The second half, he just holding on, and he going to get in the Hoff still. So, he'll be in the Hoff.
The trash Hoff.
No, we know what the Hoff is. You know what I mean?
Hall of Fame, the trash Hoff.
Nah, man. It's players that had a great first half of their career, and the second half, they don't know when to hang them up. When they should have got out the game, and they still get in for what we saw them do, what we know they were capable of. What's that Toby Keith song, Shannon? I'm not as good as I once was, but I can once be something like that.
Not good as I once was, but I'm good once as I ever was.
That part, there, Shannon. No, see, Big G, you don't got your ear to that country music streets, though.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's why I got Shannon.
And we got to remember.
That's why I got Shannon.
Remember that he is him. Zach Frazier is him. So
Facts. He
wasn't a first rounder, but last year they got a him.
They got a him. Peyton Wilson is a him. We don't know about Roman Wilson yet. I mean, yes, I have no complaints about any Omar Khan's draft. Even the Daryl Washington pick when he got him, and who else did he get? Like
Keanu Benton, Deanna Washington,
the Benton pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
JPJ. JPJ. That's all. That's all.
Kudos to Omar Khan. Yeah, he's the reason for the young talent in the building.
Tate, look at him, dog.
That looked like a Claude face. I wasn't even looking at the comment screen. I just knew it was Claude when I saw your face.
Oh,
Shannon, go ahead and read Claude's comment because it's probably flowers for you.
Well, Claude, thank you for the 5. And he says, Shannon, you have to carry the show tonight as usual because I just wasted 30 minutes of my life prior to the show. Well, what was you doing, Claude?
Claude was over there on Smash the Grass on Know-It-Alls. But Tate, you know what time it is, bro. Adios, muchachos, my friend Claude. Matrix bound, you go.
Gee, adios. I keep telling you, when Claude pay, he can say just about whatever he wants, as long as it's not something we can't put on air.
Claude, you lucky I ain't got the strap, bro. Because you lucky I ain't got the strap. Because you be headed into the Matrix with an escort. You
use the Matrix too loosely, man. You like a dictator, man. You can't use it like that.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Claude, listen, Kirby, I told you already on the other show, Kirby ain't on his job. He letting dudes just run amok, run astray. He bamboozling dudes, trying to make little side deals. Shannon, he tried to suck Kirby in and make a little side deal with him, talking about they really don't know what they talking about over there. Just come side with us over here on the Matrix. Get Claude out of here, man. Go in the Matrix. Get in there. You need to be over there right now. But Tate's giving you a pass. Tate, I'm starting to think you just as much an enabler as Claude. I'm starting to think that, bro, that you just as much as an enabler.
I'm an enabler. Of course, yeah. Big G and Shannon, you see me sitting here to the side talking. My wife just walked in my podcast room, didn't knock on the door.
Yeah.
Get down to the last minute. She already had a few dresses. Now she's trying on more dresses for B-Dirt wedding this weekend. Like, do I like this? So I'm sorry to interrupt the show with a fitting show that I'm looking at. But, honey, it looks very nice.
Bro. Multitask. It's going good. Multitask. Valerie, I ain't even seen it. I think it looked nice. So roll with it.
He said, I ain't even seen it. I think it looked nice. So roll with it. Like, get out.
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. That's it. Yeah. Roll with it.
But, yeah, so, no. Claude, if he gonna pay, man, he can have total autonomy to what he want to say. You know? Man, the homie Dan Lil John, I didn't look. I just seen it pop up. I know he coming with football facts though.
Yeah.
Not these. John ain't going not these personal attacks.
Yeah,
Big G, go ahead and read Danny's super chat, man.
Danny, we appreciate you for the Bill 99, bro. He said the draft is here, and Omar Khan, we need him at pick number 21. That is big facts, Danny Little John. We need a him. That's facts. Now Claude talking about facts. Get Claude out of here. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Tate, you too loose with it. You're too loose with it. You need to put him on in there, man. Stop playing. Stop playing, man. He gonna mess around and when they show you who they are and tell you who they are, believe them.
What's Dre talking about?
He said the two of you need to have a match to decide this. Who the heavyweight champion is? To have the heavyweight champion is.
You and Claude?
Yeah, Claude gonna take an L, dog. Claude gonna take an L, man.
Hey, man, we got another super chat.
Yeah.
From the homie Eric. Eric is it Weldman? Am I reading that right?
Weedman.
Yeah. Weedman.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric the Weed Man.
Yeah. no, I ain't the Weed.
Okay.
Yeah. Wyman.
Let's call it Wyman. I don't want to, unless it's really your name, I don't want you to be the Weed Man. We've dealt with a few of those in our history.
Yeah, facts.
But
it's called the plug.
Yeah, man. So Troy Fontano is gonna be healthy this year. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Eric. I mean, we don't know what that pick is yet, but I think he'll be real good because in the combine and his workouts, he looked excellent. Excellent. I'm surprised he slipped because another one slipped because of injury concerns. And it turns out his knee got messed up in training camp. But if he comes back healthy and has the technique and the you know, and uses all his tools that he has in his bag, I think he's gonna be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Good feet. Good feet. He got good feet, man.
Great feet.
Mm-hmm.
Great feet. But fellas, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna jump it off, and y'all just piggyback off what I'm saying and tell me what you think. Okay. Comment from homie Trevor. He talking to you, me and you, Big G. Yo, Tate, Big G. Go ahead and read the rest of it, man.
He said, yo, Tate and Big G, how mad would y'all be if hypothetically the Steelers would decide to trade up somewhere for Shador if he falls out of the top 5? I mean, I wouldn't be mad at all because they're trying to solve the quarterback issue. But do I think it's worth it from a personal standpoint? Absolutely not. You hold at 21. You know, you hold at 21. That's just my thoughts.
I agree with you. I mean, if he falls to 21, then you definitely you jump on that and you take the quarterback. But I'm not trading assets away. If he don't fall to 21, I got 2 or 3 of my guys on the board still 21. I actually trade back. You know, so yeah, I'm not trading up though under any circumstance. You know, matter of fact, I'm not trading back. So, but let me talk about the front office real quick. So we got a lot of grief about the Steelers' lack of doing anything this year, this offseason. And I'll say this. They got a star receiver, probably top 10 to 12 in the league. They brought back a solid backup quarterback. They have addressed players, I'm not saying necessarily starters, but filled depth at every position. D-line, corner with Echols and bringing in Slay, you know. Obviously, like I said, the D-line, they got a couple good veteran O-linemen to compete for depth. We said they brought in DK Metcalf, you know. So I think, and I won't say they messed it up because it's not over yet. The only thing I think that they messed up is not retaining Justin Fields. If they did that, we wouldn't be in this quarterback position because we wouldn't be waiting on Aaron Rodgers. We wouldn't be having a 42-year-old guy that we want to come in and take the helms next year. We'd have a 26-year-old first rounder with upside that could potentially be the guy. And if he's not, you got 2 cheap years, and then you still draft a guy, but you know you're okay for this year. You know what I mean? Because you're building a team with pieces that would have been around Justin Fields. So I think that's the only place they dropped the ball, not with Russell Wilson, not with any other quarterback decisions they've made as of yet. Just the Justin Fields thing. Now, I will say Omar Khan spends good money. He spends it wisely. He spends wise money. He don't jump out there and get no crazy, frivolous contracts to add to our books. You know, even the last 5 years since 7 been gone, not signing a quarterback to a crazy contract. It's teams out there. It's the Browns signed Deshaun Watson to $230 million guarantee. So Dallas Cowboys is paying Dak $60 million. He's a $40 million quarterback. There's all kind of teams out there making these decisions, and for guys that aren't the guy. The 49ers great pay Brock Purdy $50 if they keep him. Great pay. So the Steelers haven't got themselves into that bind yet. So yes, they're looking for a quarterback. Yes, they need a quarterback. And I think eventually they'll hit a quarterback, but they're still a talented organization who's acquiring more talent, and they will so with this draft starting tomorrow. And they just have to figure out the quarterback piece. But, you know, you can't be mad that they've had probably 4 to 5 average at best quarterbacks. Average at best. Not all of them even average. Since 7 left, they made the playoffs 4 out of 5 years, and they keep acquiring talent since Omar Khan's been in the building. So I'm not really mad at them. They got the quarterback situation right, but I'm not mad at them for what they've done. Shannon, come to you about your thoughts on the front office this offseason.
Do that super chat too while Shannon's there, because we got 2 of them.
I'm glad you told me it's there. Let me pull it up real quick, then Shannon can go.
It's for Shannon. Super chat.
Which one? Which one's first?
$4.99. $4.99 is the first one.
From
Chaz H.
Chaz H. Go ahead and read it for us, Shannon, would you?
He says, Uncle Shannon, Says, who's your biggest sleeper player for this year's draft? Nobody is talking about who you love. And everybody that's watched any of my podcasts know I love TCU wide receiver Jack Mesh.
Mm-hmm.
That's my dog. That's the guy that I pounded the table for. Last year was Zach Frazier. There's always one guy that I really, really like that, every year, at least one. This year, to be honest, has been an underwhelming class for me. But I'm a big Jack Mesh fan. Great hands, catches everything, tough. People even considered him an undersized tight end at one point. He's very physical. So, yeah, that's a guy that I'd love to see somehow fall to the Steelers.
So by fall, you mean at pick 83?
Yes. Or if they, I'd love to see him. I don't know if he'll be there then, but if somehow he was to fall there, yeah, I'd love it.
Tate, we got three super chats in a row. Just FYI, we got three in a row.
Well, let's jump to him. So here's the Jay's upper T. Go ahead, Big G.
He said,
"Thanks, Jay, for the super chat."
Jay said he got a bottle of hooch and an egg sandwich for the draft. Jay, don't fall into the alcoholic trap. Don't fall into the trap, man. Just calm down. It's gonna be all good for the draft, man. But we appreciate the two, man.
Definitely. Egg sandwich? You can't put no meat on that thing?
And a bottle of hooch, man. That's ridiculous. Juice Bellamy for the 499. He said, Jets talking about drafting a quarterback feels done dirty again. They're not drafting Shedeur Sanders. They're not drafting Jackson Dart. They're not doing any of that. Aaron Glenn is sold on Justin Fields. That's smokescreen stuff, bro. That's not true. But you'll see. You'll see as the draft comes and happens tomorrow.
Well, he signed a two-year, $40 million deal. That's all the Steelers had to do. $20 million is not an excessive amount for a quarterback. You're gonna pay Aaron Rodgers $20 million if he signs. Mm-hmm. He said he played for 10, but I think it'll get up to 20 once it's all said and done. Shannon, go ahead and read Claude's comment. More flowers for you.
I don't know if I'm involved in this one. He says, less than 24 hours until the draft. Think run stoppers, gentlemen. And can Sanders stop the run? ? No, be better, gentlemen. G and Tate.
See, Shannon, that's passive aggressive flowers for you right there.
That's a backhanded comment to me and you. Tate, that's two. That's 10 super chat dollars he paid for his backhanded comment. Not compliments. They wasn't backhanded. Big G. Go ahead and get plug the hat again. Is it noggin.com? Yeah, I need a sponsorship on all the different podcasts that I'm on. I'm rocking a noggin. I need a sponsorship. I'm going to reach out to you and see if I can get one. It's noggin.com. Go to noggin.com and you can get one of these. You can even get a custom-made Pittsburgh Steelers hat. So, yeah, go to noggin.com and they got it all.
You better try and get with old Gilly, the Eagles fan.
He got a sponsorship.
He might really have a sponsorship.
He do. Right. They make custom hats for him. I'm telling you, I need a sponsorship. I already done specialized mine out. My noggin got headsets. My noggin got Steelers. Look at that, Shannon. Got Pittsburgh Steelers headsets. My noggin be in the streets like me, dog. He come back and whisper stuff to me, telling me like,
you ain't creeping up on nobody with that hat on your head. So.
Oh, absolutely not, and I'm not trying to.
In my generation, they'd say that was snazzy.
Yeah. Got my brim, bro. My brim.
But Shannon, go ahead with your thoughts on the front office, man.
Con is we on our hangover, we called him, he's either a gambler or he's the coward of the county or the conference in this case. But it's not fair. He's willing to gamble and the player's going to accept his offer or they'll go another direction. Now, sometimes that works. I think it worked really good with the quarterback situation last year. But it didn't work with the wide receiver situation last year. So this year, we're at this point, the draft's tomorrow. There's still no quarterback.
But even let me just chime in real quick. Even that gamble with the wide receiver turned out to work out for the Steelers because Brandon Ayuk was using us as leverage towards the 49ers. The 49ers ended up signing him. He got hurt like week 2 or week 3. He wasn't playing well before that and out for the season. Steelers dodged a bullet with that one.
Oh, yeah, they did. They did. And I just think that he allowed that to go on a little longer than it should have. You know, you got to have that respect factor that here's the offer, and if you don't accept it within a certain time frame, we're pulling it. Because, you know, you don't want to be used, as you say, for leverage with every free agent coming and going.
Right.
And you know, similar with some of the stuff that's happened this year with the quarterbacks in this offseason. So I'm past all the Rodgers drama. I hope it doesn't happen. But, you know, we'll make the best of whatever does happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of living in that space too, Shannon, as far as the Rodgers thing goes. So overall, the front office thus far on the eve of the draft, you would rate their performance as what?
I'm very happy with Connor Waddle because, you know, at the end, like we said, the last 6-7 years of Colbert was not good. So I've been really pleased with the more modern approach and the willingness to move up, which they did for Broderick Jones. We've been wanting them to move back. Maybe this is the year. Supposedly the rumor is they're fielding offers to move back. I think that would be brilliant this year with an underwhelming draft class. So just from the philosophical standpoint of the improvements and the modern day approach, I would give them at least a B+.
Fine.
Yeah. Okay. I got it, man. Because I'm
no fine.
I'm the host of integrity, and believe me, as soon as you say something, I'm gonna blow up your whole entire spot.
The block get blown up. You found it?
Yeah, I found it. That's to me. Find myself.
Hey man, Claude put another super chat in, Tate, just FYI too.
Claude want to get all this backhanded comments off, don't he, man?
No, he
this
ain't crazy,
ain't backhanded.
Yeah, this ain't bad.
Oh, okay. I didn't look at it yet. I just know when he commented, I know what to expect. So he switched it up on us.
He said, he said, Big G, thanks for the 2, by the way, Claude.
Yes.
Said, Big G, where's Tyler Warren going? Either 7 to the Jets or 14 to the Indianapolis Colts. Book it. 7 to the Jets or 14 to the Indianapolis Colts. Book it.
I watched Lance Zierlein say on Colin Cowherd today, he thought that Mason Taylor was just as good as Loveland and Warren.
Mason Taylor is a dog.
Okay.
And Loveland got medicals. Loveland got medical issues. So I've heard Mason Taylor going all the way up to the number one, maybe possibly number 1 tight end in this draft. But definitely right there neck and neck with Tyler Warren. But Loveland got medicals, Tate. It's a whole bunch of dudes that's got medicals that's done now come out. Loveland got medicals. There's issues were going on with him.
Mark Tobin said we're going to get a guard or a swing lineman. Yeah, you're right. And
late.
Like 6 or 7.
No, I say maybe 4. I say maybe 4.
I don't think they go a lineman in 4, especially if they don't trade back.
I think that Warren's values even more so this year after the rookie season that what was the tight end at Georgia last year? Had the big season for the Raiders.
Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. When you see what Brock Bowers was able to do, and in my opinion, Warren is a better all-around tight end.
That's fact, Shannon.
Because Warren is a heck of a blocker.
That's fact,
and
Shannon.
Being the only first-round grade tight end that I have this year, Warren's value is very high. He could be top 10.
Yeah, that's what I said. 7 to the Jets
Yeah.
and 14 to the Colts.
Yep.
Take your
Yep.
pick.
But yeah, so Zerline was saying, don't be surprised if the Chiefs take Taylor at 31.
That's a beautiful pick. Did you replace? That's your Kelsey replacement. That's a beautiful
Right.
pick.
With high upside. Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be forward thinking. You can't just draft for need every time. Sometimes you got to draft the talent, but it depends on what you need to.
Mm-hmm.
So, Big G, your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on the Steelers offseason, the management of it, the front office.
It's to me, it's always going to look improved because there's a such thing that's called recency bias, and when you look at Kevin Colbert's last 4 or 5 years versus Omar Khan and Andy Waddle's first 2 and 3, I'm going to have a level of recency bias because I saw how Kevin Colbert destroyed the Pittsburgh Steelers. I saw how he did it. I literally watched it. So now, with Omar Khan and Andy Waddle coming in and fixing a lot of the positions of need, and by the way, we did this and didn't still have a losing season and still made the playoffs 4 out of 5 years. That's unheard of as far as, because most of the time when you lose your quarterback, your franchise quarterback, and you have a GM that's asleep at the wheel for 5 years, the head coach is fired, and they have a bunch of seasons where they're 3, 4, and 5 wins. That never happened in Pittsburgh. And some of that has to be contributed to Omar Khan and Andy Waddle's forward thinking concerning the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I believe that they've done a decent job, but I give them an inconclusive grade because I'll grade them lower now until after the draft. So I want to like a B minus maybe now, but knowing their history concerning draft, minus maybe Broderick Jones, they've hit it every pick. So I know that's going to take their grade B plus A. And I don't think they're done yet, Tate. I'm telling you right now, for the first time in a long time, there's going to be a bunch of trades going on for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that includes players and draft picks. I'm telling you, don't be shocked if GP's gone. Don't be shocked if they trade forwards or backwards for picks. Don't be shocked if they trade future picks. Yeah, they're going to do some willing and dealing this year, dog. They're going to do some willing and dealing.
Over under moving on the board and trading players at 2.5.
Over.
So over 2.5 moving up and down the board or trading a player.
Yeah, over. I go over as right now, over. And the more I'm seeing and hearing it, they're gonna move 2-3. There's gonna be 2-3 moves by the Steelers, bro.
Well, that's why the over under was set at 2.5.
Right. So I take the over. I take the 3, 3 and up. Okay. That's why I'm taking it. Yeah.
Well, what do you think about that one, Shannon?
Trading players, I just, like I said, I believe it when I see it. Mm-hmm. I know there's talk about them trading Pickens, but at this point, I don't see how it makes sense. You need to have as strong as possible skill positions as you strengthen your line because your quarterback isn't going to be elite. And you have to take a step forward on offense this year. They have to.
I agree with Shannon, but I will say that they could just be getting out ahead of a potential Pickens problem. If they can trade him and draft, say, then get a second or a third and get his contract off the books, get his headache off the books, then you trade back and you can draft a Mecca or Buka, reclaim some compensation, and then get your D tackle and your running back with your next 2 picks. And I think you're in a good space there. But we won't know what happens till tomorrow night starts it off, but we are going to take a quick break. For those of you watching on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. For those of you listening on the audio platform, wherever you're listening to, Apple, Spotify, Google, we're going to take a quick break and hear a few words from our partners, and we'll be right back after this on the Pump Your Brakes podcast. Stay with us. And we're back on the Wednesday Night Pump Your Brakes podcast. I'm your boy Tate in the building with the homies Triple OG Shannon White and Mr. Respect himself, the homie Big-G in the building. Fellas, we've just talked about the Steelers front office, how we grade them. Shannon said, "I give him a B plus." I think I'm right around a B plus too. I didn't give an actual grade, but I think a B plus is a good grade, fair grade. I mean, because the quarterback position hasn't been filled since the days of Kevin Colbert again, you know, and he's the one that drafted Kenny Pickett on the way out. So Kevin Colbert was handcuffed his first 2 seasons with that quarterback pick to see if it worked. He got off of him. No, did he? He moved on from him and picked up Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. And I think the picking up of both of them was good, but I think that's what caused the issue of if we signed Russ first and Denver paid $39 million of his contract, Steelers paid him $1 million. Then we traded for Justin Fields like 3 or 4 days later, and it became a competition where Coach Tomlin had to declare Russell Wilson in pole position. Justin Fields started the season out. He wasn't blazing. He was playing good football. The Steelers were winning. He has a higher winning percentage on the season than Russell did. But the fact that you got both, so I think if Justin had just been our quarterback last year and played how he was playing for his first 6 games, I think it'd have been no question. He would have been back and been the guy moving forward, and we wouldn't be in this quarterback conundrum.
To me, that was brilliant. The way Khan and them handled that quarterback situation and get Wilson and Fields. And I thought for sure the plan all along was Fields was the guy they was going to give a shot to be the long-term bridge. Mm-hmm. And then, figure out as the offensive line got better, the running game improved. And last year they had Pickens at receiver, and that was it. Mm-hmm. And so what did you expect? I don't care either quarterback. If you only got one real receiving threat, that's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So I thought for sure they're going to make a fair offer to Fields, bring him back, and we wouldn't be in this situation. That part of it was a failure. As brilliant as the move was to get both of them guys that cheap, to not retain either one of them. Of course, he didn't want Wilson. I didn't. But I did want Fields. So to not be able to bring him back, I consider that a failure.
Hey, Big-G, who was first on the scene that you remember talking about Fields and Wilson last year?
That would be Big G.
Okay, you're gonna get judged yourself. I started the whole thing with Fields. So,
no, you started with Russie. I'm the one that said we getting Justin. I broke the news, and the podcast land said I didn't have no facts. And 24 hours later, Justin was on the squad.
All I'm saying is I was on the Fields train all along.
Oh yeah, you was.
But Tate wanted Wilson, and I wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I was okay. I was okay with Russ too.
Yeah.
I mean, I did want Russ. I mean, but that was when I didn't think we was gonna get Fields. But I wanted Fields. Fields would have been my first choice. If you said Steelers, you can have one of the two. They have to get both. I just roll with Fields.
Yeah.
But comment up there from Big Pun, he must not have been watching when we talked about Colbert's first half of his career gonna get him in the Hall. So we gave him credit for all them picks you mentioned.
Yeah, that's fine.
But everything after 7 retired was big trash and set us big back.
Dang, he got a big back. From 2016 until he walked out the door, he was hot trash. He was hot trash.
And the fact that he was Steelers want volunteers, not hostages, but Kevin Colbert was held hostage by Big Ben because Big Ben didn't want him to draft another high-level quarterback, which is probably what he should have went ahead and did as we can play,
hypothetical.
The quarterback and look back.
Mm-hmm. I might be the odd guy. I am the oldest guy here. And I don't remember a Hall of Fame quarterback who was enthusiastic about them drafting his replacement.
That's why I'm talking about Kevin Colbert, though. You don't got to be enthusiastic about it as the quarterback. This is just the way the business is run.
But it's not really, because Big G said it earlier. When a Hall of Fame quarterback retires, usually there's a down period. there's a period with about all of them.
Shannon froze.
You know, very seldom does it. I mean, it was the Indianapolis Colts sucked. Indianapolis Colts sucked till they got Andrew Luck because they were that bad. And that's what I'm saying. There's usually a real big down period. Very seldom do you get that guy waiting behind your Hall of Fame quarterback.
They sucked for 1 year and they still had Peyton Manning. He was just injured. So
yeah, but I mean, he didn't play. He had the neck injury.
Right. So the Colts drafted him knowing, well, we're going to get off Peyton Manning. Steelers could have done that. We're going to draft the guy and get off Big Ben. I mean, Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for 3 years. That was going to be his replacement the whole time.
Yeah, but
Jordan Love said
Aaron Rodgers fell a lot farther. Hey, listen, Aaron Rodgers was not a sure can't miss guy coming out. That's why he failed to where he did.
Yeah, he got drafted at 24, but the Steelers, those quarterbacks probably over the years, the Steelers never going to pick much higher than 24. I think the highest they picked since Big Ben was, I think they got Ryan Shazier like 15 1 year.
Yeah, but see, because Ben won. Ben was the winner, so they were always picking late in the draft. So you ain't going to have a real replacement for Ben fall that far in the draft.
Well, but Shannon, Jordan Love sat behind Rodgers. The Packers did it twice. The Packers drafted.
They thought that Love was a bust for the year and a half.
No, that was the media that thought that. The Packers knew what they had. The media said that. The Packers knew.
They was talk about moving him because I wanted the Steelers to try to trade for him. And then all of a sudden he hit. And now everybody's like, oh, look at Love. But there was the time the Packers were shopping him. Go back and look.
The Kansas City Chiefs had Smith as their quarterback and drafted Pat Mahomes.
A Pro Bowler.
Yeah, but Smith was always a system quarterback. I mean, he was not successful with the Niners. He got with the Chiefs, and, you know, with Andy Reid, he turned it around. And, you know, and I always liked Smith. But, yeah, when you have a chance to get a guy that they viewed as a generational guy like Mahomes, they got him. But I'm just saying that the Steelers really didn't – they like they passed on these great quarterbacks. The only guy you could say that they could have drafted was Lamar. But, again, to get Lamar, you would have to change your whole offense. Now he's a legit, full-fledged superstar quarterback. But his first couple of years –
Baltimore got Lamar, and Flacco was a Super Bowl MVP. They got him and changed their offense. And look where they've been for the last 6 or 7 years since they got him.
Yeah, but Flacco was not. He wasn't like he was in the Super Bowl year before they got Jackson. And Flacco was obviously not the reason they won the Super Bowl.
Ben wasn't what he was like in his prime years either in 2017 when they could have drafted Lamar Jackson. I'm just suggesting that Ben got his boxers in the bunch when they drafted Mason in the 3rd round.
In 17, the Steelers could have won the Super Bowl if Shazier hadn't broke his neck. The Steelers, being in the Killer Bees was dominant.
That's facts.
People forget they're dominant. There was no need for a quarterback at that point.
They couldn't stop nobody.
Yeah, when your elbow goes out, that can happen to anybody as you get older. You know.
Yeah, but he was older, and they could have had a guy waiting in the wings behind him because he was getting older. And when he got injured,
he wasn't a direct replacement for Ben. Jackson was a totally different kind of player. The reason Jackson was successful
as he was with Flacco, that's what I'm saying. As he was with Flacco. Flacco started the first 8 or 9 games that year. They switched. They talk about firing Harbaugh. They switched to Lamar. Lamar got him to the playoffs his rookie year. They lost the Chargers, but he got him there after they made the switch in the same season.
Yeah, and again, is the Steelers going to threaten to fire Tomlin if you don't switch to the rookie quarterback? No. The Ravens had had enough. They're going to fire Harbaugh, and Harbaugh had no choice. And but even I'll give Harbaugh more credit than I usually do, which is none.
Zero.
He was bringing Jackson in and playing him some every game.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't like that they just threw him out there week 10 or week 8 or whatever. He'd been playing each week.
Right.
But listen, I'm gonna just put a cap on it. The way that football trends now, and this is just my opinion, no player is untradeable, and no player you don't draft your parent to put behind them. And I don't care if you're in Super Bowl contention or not. You stockpile talent on your 53-man roster to keep it going for years and years and years and years. Even if that means if you got a great quarterback, drafting a quarterback to sit right behind him. The Atlanta Falcons just showed you the way. They paid Kirk Cousins big bread. And they said, you know what, we're still going to take Penix because you stockpile talent to put yourself and your team in position to win, even if it makes no sense.
Okay, look at the two most successful quarterbacks in the last 10 years. Tom Brady took less money, and everybody said, well, his supermodel wife made more money than him and everything else. But he knew by doing that, they would keep the talent around him. Because any smart quarterback, they're always going to be the highest paid guy on the team. But
Correct.
you got to have the talent. Okay, who's the next guy? Pat Mahomes. When he signed that deal, everybody's like, oh my gosh, he got $200 million. Which at the time, that was the biggest contract in history.
Facts.
But now he's a bargain. You know, in the last few years, he's been a bargain because the prices keep going up. But you don't hear him holding out or complaining or anything because they were able to keep talent around him. They was able to pay Chris Jones, and they was able to, so as long as the quarterback tries to max out their deal, they're probably not winning Super Bowls.
That's facts. That's facts. But you still got to stockpile talent.
I do agree with that aspect of it, but they're gonna renegotiate Pat Mahomes' deal. Though. Of course. It was $450 over 10 years, which was smart of them at the time.
It was
they getting out in front of the market. That's what you have to do.
Yes.
If you draft somebody, you identify him as talent, you sign them as early as potentially possible.
Exactly.
That's how you stay ahead of it.
Yep.
Don't go out there and let them reset the market. You pay them the current market price for a good player at that position. You know?
Yep.
So Big G.
Wait. I want to address Pun, man. I want to address Pun. Big Pun. The last comment he put up. So Pun, the Atlanta Falcons has been to the Super Bowl just as much as the Pittsburgh Steelers in the last 15 years. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. The Atlanta Falcons have been to the Super Bowl just as much as the Pittsburgh Steelers in the last 15 years. So model franchise. What are you saying? What are you saying?
Actually, more recently.
Facts, total facts, and they done rebuilt twice. In the process, they done rebuilt twice. They fell apart because, like what Shannon and we are saying, is that they lost their franchise quarterback. They had to rebuild the team, and now guess what? They on their way back because they identified the quarterback and they kept stuffing quarterbacks in that position by acquiring talent. That's how you win. That's the whole reason why New England fell to hell as soon as Brady was out of there. They fell to hell. It was gone. It was over.
The two big reasons. You don't lose your Hall of Fame quarterback. You don't have your best defensive player break his neck. And then your GM, who was the best, suddenly forgets how to draft.
That's facts.
So you put them together, you're not going to be in the Super Bowl, fellas.
I want to just the homie Big B's comment from Steeler Almighty. If you don't check it out over there on Tuesdays. Big G goes over there and does the big show with him. He said, so you're saying Mahomes doesn't have enough talent to overcome a Tomlin offense? A Tomlin offense is different. But when Tomlin has the pieces, though, like he did with the Killer Bees, he turned them guys or let them guys be turned loose by who was the offensive coordinator at the time? He used to be a coach.
Arians?
Todd Haley.
Yeah, but Arians too.
Yeah, but that wasn't the Killer Bees, though. We're talking about the Killer Bees.
Todd Haley, the Jets coach.
Yeah, not the
Todd
Jets,
Haley coached the Jets.
He used to coach the Chiefs. You used to coach Chiefs.
Okay.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Big G. But all right, so Big G, your grade though on the front office. Then we'll move on to the draft tomorrow night.
Undecided, but right now B-. With the arrow pointing up, Tate. B- with the arrow pointing up. That's where I'm at with the front office, man.
Okay. All right. So one more break. You watching on YouTube? We're gonna take a quick break. We're not going anywhere. We'll be right back. We appreciate each and everybody that's been chiming in and stuff. Quite a few people out there with eyes on us. We had up to 160 people in the watching this stuff and joining us wherever you're watching that on X or YouTube, wherever you're watching that, which is the potential for a good show. Be sure to hit the like button and get the algorithms going. Big-G, get the algorithms up, man. One time for the streets before we go to break. Did you get them up? Where you sign at?
Buckle up.
I can't find my sign. Oh, I found it here.
Oh,
there you go. The rhythms.
all right, yeah. Get the algorithms up. We're gonna go to break. We'll be right back. Right over here, a few words from our partners and advertisers on the audio side. And we're back on the Pump Your Brakes podcast for the last block. The 15-minute clock is running, fellas, about what we got left on the show. Let's get into tomorrow night's draft. Even in 24 hours, we won't know what the Steelers have done unless they probably moved up to pass the Saints. I hope that don't happen. But we would have some type of idea what they're doing at that point. Other than that, we're just going to be sitting back waiting. You could have heard about a George Pickens trade, too. We don't know. Sometimes the trade happened. The biggest – last time I remember a big wide receiver trade was when the Tennessee Titans traded A.J. Brown to the Eagles.
Yep.
Sure did.
You know,
and
on draft night.
History.
And the rest
chips.
is history.
The rest is chips, Shannon. It's Chips Ahoy cookies over there in
Yep.
Philadelphia. Chips Ahoy cookies.
I mean, what an impact. I mean, really.
Chips Ahoy cookies everywhere.
Yeah. Hopefully. And he got his money. He earned his money, AJ, by being in Arthur Smith's offense.
Sure did.
As a brute physical receiver.
And now we got Metcalf, baby.
And now we go from an AJ Smith had, Arthur Smith had, to a DK.
Yep.
So hopefully DK get all those same opportunities in the offense that is more smooth. Won't have the Hall of Fame running back like he did with Derrick Henry. But
we don't know that yet. We don't know that. With the draft is tomorrow.
You projecting way ahead. We know Derrick Henry's a Hall of Famer right now.
Man.
And even you draft somebody, he's not a Hall of Famer. So we can't say that. We can't even talk about that right now.
You know, I see way out there, Tate. I'm eagle-eyed. G-Stradamus sees way out there.
And you're getting your new noggin with the 50-50 logo on it, because half the time you're right, half the time you're wrong. But yeah, man. So tomorrow night, y'all, I'll let you guys work out between yourselves. You want it to be me, it can be me. What you see happening tomorrow night for the Steelers in day one and day two. So the first 3 rounds.
This is what I see, Tate.
All right, so you're going first. Go ahead. Talk it out. What kind of trade? Who you want to get? Give us some ideas.
I think if Kenneth Grant, Shedeur Sanders, and or Amarion Hampton is not sitting there at 21, the Steelers trade out of the pick.
If Grant, Sanders, or Hampton.
If none of those guys are sitting at 21, they're trading out of there.
To you, unless somebody takes a big fall, like one of the top 10 guys take a big fall, you're saying the Steelers only pick at 21 if it's Grant, Hampton, or Shedeur Sanders.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're out of there.
Okay.
Outside of that, they're up out of there.
So give me if none of them guys are there, give me a trade idea. What do you do? Just an idea. Yeah, I know you don't know what's going to happen. An idea.
Basement trade is with the New York Giants or the Cleveland Browns to allow them to jump back in the first round and draft whatever they want to draft. A realistic trade
that'll cost them a lot.
Sure will, but
I think they only do that though if Shedeur's on the board though.
Yeah, but they listen. They foolish. That's why they've been trashed forever. The Giants and the Browns, they foolish. They do stuff like that, and Omar's into fleecing. So let's get the fleece on, right? Now, a realistic trade back is somewhere between 27 and 31. Realistic trade back, because they can get a guy that might not be that high up on their draft boards and fill a position of need. And last point, I think I'm about 60% sure that GP is going to get traded. I'm about 60%. I think GP is going to get, and I want to see the compensation before I make a judgment call. Because if the compensation is right, then I don't have a problem doing it. Because you duck the mess of the 5th-year option contract to George Pickens.
We don't have a 5th-year option. He's owed money in 2026. Period. A new contract.
Yeah. So that you missed that. So I mean,
right.
But I have to see the compensation. But I think that the Steelers are definitely going to do some trading. Yeah, Danny Littlejohn, it's already planned. It's already scheduled. You can find it out on YouTube. The Know-It-Alls will have a draft party starting about 7:15, 7:30 tomorrow, and we're going all the way through the first round. Even the Triple OG Shannon, we're going to have multiple guests come up and show up on the Know-It-Alls podcast live draft channel. We got Titans fans, Eagles fans, Browns fans, Bengals fans, Ravens fans, Bears fans, Raiders fans, Chargers fans that's going to be in the podcast building. So, yeah, come check us out. We are scheduled. Bleachers and Speakers, Detroit Lions will be on there tomorrow. So, yeah, it's already scheduled. Make sure you tune in on the Know-It-All channel.
Ted Jones says 70%, Big G. He upping your number.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, I'm somewhere in there.
So they trade back to 2029, you say. Okay. 30, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So the first 3 rounds, what do you get? So you obviously got a pick by trading back. What pick do you get? A 3rd round?
A 3rd.
A 2nd round? 3rd? So you got 2 3rds now.
Yeah. And then if you swing and trade GP, now you're going to walk away with a minimum of a 2nd. A 2nd and a 4th. So the Steelers could realistically walk out of this dang on thing with a 1st round, a 2nd round, 2 3rds, 2 4ths, a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th. I'll take that.
We only doing the first 3 rounds. Don't confuse us. So so your first 3 picks for the Steelers, then we move on to Shannon.
If they stay where they're at?
No, if they your scenario that you just talked about.
I think at 20 at the late 20 pick, they take either a wide receiver, which I think the class is falling. They take a wide receiver, or they take the best defensive tackle remaining on the board, which could be a Walter Nolan. The second round pick, they take a running back. I think if you get the right 2nd round pick or right compensation, you take a run on a Quinshon Judkins, you take a run, maybe even possibly Travion Henderson, and I think the 3rd round pick turns into Shannon's guy, Becht, that he's been pounding the table for, or if Jaden Higgins, the wide receiver of Iowa State, is there, that turns into that. So you might lose GP, but you might walk out of the draft with a Walter Nolan, a Quinshon Judkins, and a Jack Becht, which I'll take that all day and night. That improves our 53-man roster out in an outstanding way.
Okay, yeah, and it obviously improves the financial situation because all those guys will be on rookie deals. Mm-hmm. Shannon, your thoughts?
Well, the more I'm hearing, the more I'm watching, and seeing how the Steelers have handled this, the visits and the pro days and the combine. I think at 21, if Emanwari's there, if Harmon's there, because everybody keeps saying Harmon is the next Cam Hayward. And I think the Steelers are looking at the present and the future. And there's a guy that they like better than I do, but it would not shock me if Golden, if they sit there, you got to find a trade partner. See, that's the thing. Hopefully they can, but I think if they can't, it could be Golden. Those 3 guys
at 21.
I think what they want to do is trade back to maybe 30 with Buffalo, or say the Chiefs, that late first, and then go with, you could go with is Harmon still there? Because there is some injury talk.
Facts.
I don't know how accurate that is, but or you could get your next best receiver, but they really, I think, want a second round pick back.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with Big G that the running back, that would be a great value and a great spot for the running back. And if they don't get Harmon in the first, they might go in the second and get Alexander. I don't know if I would chance it to get to the third. I don't think you'll make it.
Mm-hmm. And get the running back in the first.
Yeah.
And then go get the running back. Yep.
And then if you go to the third, then, you know, a guy like Bash or another one of those second tier receivers. But I do not think they're going to trade GP.
Okay. Claude Bishop for the 2. He said, build the trenches, build the trenches. Claude, we know you want defense. Claude, if you had your wish, you'd pick all defensive tackles round 1 through 7. We already know.
But we're talking about Harmon, and we mentioned Noel, and Alexander. I mean, guys that will build the trenches, yes.
Mm-hmm. And we just talking the first 3 rounds. They gonna take another guy in a later pick. So Big G, real quick, because I'm gonna give my thought real quick. We're gonna get out of here. Mm-hmm. If it's Alexander and Tyleek Williams on the board, defensive tackle, which one you take?
Tyleek Williams. He fits our scheme. Tyleek can play 5 technique, 3 technique, 2 technique. He did it at Ohio State.
Pause.
And you don't think Alexander can?
Shannon, Alexander. Why Alexander for you?
I like his mobility. I like his anchor. I think he can bring his pass rush will only get better because of his punch and his strength and the mobility. I think that he will improve as a pass rusher. And I think he's an underrated run stuffer. Now, I like Williams too. I mean, but, you know, you said you had to pick either or.
Yeah.
There's just something about Alexander that just has I think he could be more special. Where I know Williams is going to be really solid, I think Alexander could be special. You think
the ceiling is higher?
Yes.
Okay. I probably would agree. I think Tyleek is a beast, but I think he is what he is.
Yeah, I think he's already closer to his prime.
Right. Which is good. Yeah. Which is run stopper, some pass rush at the middle. He's just a tier down than Kenneth Grant.
Yes.
You know, but same style.
Exactly.
I think Alexander can play the nose and move around, and I think he has more athleticism than Tyleek Williams. Real quick.
Ruben Stone, Tate. Ruben.
Go ahead and read it.
Ruben Stone, man, he said, we're not trading GP. That's a step backwards. I just gave you the scenario. A first, a second, 2/3, and a fourth. We're not taking a step back. We're going to get everything we need.
It's only a step backwards if you just look into only next season. It's not a step backwards if you're looking ahead and it becomes a headache and you got to pay him a new contract and he still walks anyway, and you get a third in 27 versus trading him this year and getting a second and a fifth or something like that. So just depends on how you look at it.
On the Steelers next year, it's franchise tag.
You better believe it.
See him getting a long-term deal with the Steelers.
That is total fact, Shannon. That's franchise tagging. That's a headache. That's a
headache too, though. That's more headache.
And he might hold out.
He might hold out this year.
Yeah, it's true.
It's in him. It's in him to do something like that.
That's what T. Higgins was great to do before they signed him to his bag.
Yeah.
You know? And so real quick for me, I kind of agree with Big G. But I'm gonna lessen the scope, Big G. Mm-hmm. You said they pick at 21 if Grant, Sanders, or Hampton is there. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say they only stay at 21 if Sanders is there.
Ooh.
I think anybody else they can move back and get the D tackle. They still can get a receiver. Omeko Buka be available. Mm-hmm. You know, depending on how far they trade back, they can get Tyleek Williams, Alexander, and if they trade back to a second and get another second and a fourth, I would do that. So my first pick would be, because I'm throw a scenario out there where I have them trade Pickens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I trade back, say, with Buffalo, and that's pick 30, right? Somewhere around
30,
there,
yeah.
29, 30.
30.
I trade with Buffalo. I acquire, let them move 9 spots. I acquire a late second, early third. So we talking somewhere around, Buffalo's second would be like 61-ish or something like that.
Yeah, 61, 62, somewhere in there.
And I get that because they coming up to get a guy they want. I take a Meko Buka, character guy, physical wide receiver. Now, now you got somebody opposite DK that also is going to be under control for 5 years because you get him in 30 the first round, you got a 50-year option on him. So that receiver room will be quiet. While the whole time you paying DK, then Abuka wouldn't come up for months after DK deal done.
Yeah, you ain't
right?
got to worry about it. Ain't got to worry
Don't got
about
to worry about it. So no headache there. Then in the second round, because I traded to say 60, and I still got my 83rd pick. So at 60, I'm going.
You got 2/3 now. You got 2/3. But go ahead.
Right. I got 1. I
1/3. Okay.
traded back. I got 30 and I got 60 for trading back.
Okay, yeah. But you traded Pickens.
Oh yeah, I am trading Pickens. So yeah. Ooh, I forgot about that. But so now I gotta get my D tackle. I think in that range, you're looking at somebody like Sanders from South Carolina.
Dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
I like him a lot.
No, it's a Gamecock. That's a Gamecock. He ain't a dog.
But he's a dog, Shannon. He's a dog. Sanders, Tyleek Williams, Alexander, dogs. All 3 of them, dogs.
Yeah, so I like Sanders or somebody else in that range. I'm not thinking right now. I think it's a little early for Ty Robinson, but I would definitely look at Ty Robinson. His RAS, I like him a lot. But I think his floor is the 3rd round. So and then with pick 83, I'm not even going to talk about the pick I got for Pickens. I don't know where that is. But pick 83 or the pick I got for Pickens, I try and get a running back. If it's 83, it's probably like DJ Giddens. If it's a pick I got for Pickens, says like 55, I'm looking at probably Quinshawn Judkins or I don't think Travion Henderson going to be there. I wouldn't be mad if they got Travion Henderson, but so it's between Quinshawn if it's Quinshawn and from Iowa, Caleb who? What's his name? Johnson.
Get him out of here.
Yeah. I wouldn't want him over Judkins, but I got to get a running back that can play immediately with Warren.
Tate,
you know what I mean?
FJ 3000. That's breaking news. I just saw that happen. Pickens has unfollowed the Steelers on all his social media sites. I just watched him do it. I saw him while we were sitting here. I saw it happen. He's out of there, bro. Adios, muchachos, my friend. He's gone. He out of there, bro.
That's
you guys defended him saying they're going to trade him.
Yeah. That's them streaks, Shannon.
He's watching. He's watching. Pump your brakes. Hey, GP, man.
I'm watching GP on the dang on social media thing, and I saw him do it while we were sitting here. That's facts.
Okay. Well, we'll know more in the next 24 hours for sure. But with that being said, fellas, we'll go ahead and get out of here. Like Big G say, we will have a draft collaboration, the collective, other FFSN podcasters, like I said, the Detroit Bleachers and Speakers, Courts B Dirt and Pay. We have Shannon jump on. We got, Tennessee Titans fan gonna be on. And how we gonna stagger it is everybody come on about the time their team is on the clock. We're gonna talk about those teams. So we'll get it worked out amongst everybody, but it should be a fun evening. That's
Tate,
tomorrow
put that
night.
QR code up there. Put that QR code up there so they can, for those, because I've seen a lot of people in the live chat I've never seen before. So put the QR code up. Y'all can just take a picture of it real quick right now. Boom. All you got to do is scan and subscribe to the Know It Alls podcast. We're going to be broadcasting live. And listen, I'll be over here in the streets of Steel Curtain Network too, because they're going to be broadcasting live. So I'll be back and forth between a whole bunch of different areas. But the know-it-alls, we're gonna have a jump-off party over there, man. We're gonna have a jump-off party. So I'll be across the board.
Get all your draft information you need from the Steel Curtain Network, the Fans First Sports Network, which the know-it-alls are part of the Fans First Sports Network too. So flip back and forth. I'm sure, Shannon, you on Steel Curtain Network tomorrow for anything?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I mean, if they holler at me, yes, but I'll hop on with y'all, for a bit, and we'll go that.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. So tomorrow we start at 7:15. Talk before the draft. Introduced a few people that will be there for the early part. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be obviously moderated amongst all of us at some point. Like when the Bengals are on the clock, we'll let Running Through the Jungle and B Dirt take that over, and Pay will take over when it's the Ravens and Bears picks, and we'll just we'll let the people that know about the teams talk about the teams. We'll just be there offering commentary on our individual thoughts on what we think as the draft plays out. So tomorrow night,
I got one more quick thought.
Go ahead, man.
Have y'all seen who Ben liked the quarterback out of this class?
Yeah, I seen it. Go and tell him. I see.
He liked Tyler Show. Tyler Show.
No, Ben liked McCord. Caleb McCord. And
Kyle
Kyle McCord, and he liked Will Howard.
You know what that's all about. That's some bias in there, but I'm gonna hold my sign up before we get up on out of here. What he's saying is, let's go Bucks. That's what Ben Roethlisberger said. He said, "Let's go Bucks. Let's go Bucks."
He's saying they could go third round maybe, and look for the guy then more than reach for a guy in the first.
Yeah, let's go Bucks. That's what he's saying. Let's go Bucks.
Seven.
Let's get a Buckeye quarterback.
Is a Buckeye at heart, and I mean literally at heart. He's from Ohio.
Yeah, it's his blood.
He probably wasn't offered a scholarship, which is dumb on Ohio State back in the day, because dude was a hooper and a baseball player and an all-state football player, a wide receiver and quarterback.
But
I could punch John Cooper. I could punch John Cooper in his mouth right now for not recruiting Ben Roethlisberger.
That was ridiculous. Long ago.
It was Cooper.
That was Tressel.
No, it was Cooper. It was John Cooper.
Ben came out in 2004.
It was Cooper.
You probably right.
Yeah. Cooper should have got him, and he let him walk. I'm going to tell you the scrub he chose. Steve Bellisari.
No, Tressel was there, man.
No.
Tressel won the 2001 national championship with what's the quarterback name?
Craig Krenzel.
Craig Krenzel. Ben came out in 2004, so Tressel was there.
Tress wasn't there in 2000.
He may not have been there in 2000.
2099, that's Ben's class. That was Cooper.
You could be right, but if the NIL was in the transfer portal, Ben would have been a Buckeye.
Quick, pay him. Yep. Quick, pay him right now. Pay him.
Well, fellas, with that being said, man, we about to get on out of here. Great show. Check us out tomorrow. Like I said, B Dirt and Pay be together from B Dirt's wedding site, and I'll be joining them Friday morning over there in Myrtle Beach. And yeah, so it's gonna be a fun weekend period, man, with everything going on, the draft and the sports, the NBA playoffs, baseball started. Shannon, y'all doing the Pirates podcast this year still?
No, I no longer have access to the Pirates. So I have not watched the Pirates game this year.
Oh, okay. That they're the only team the Reds swept, so you probably missing that.
Your cable provider don't have it for you, Shannon?
I do not have that. I do not have the same provider anymore. No.
We're gonna talk off the air. I gotta wait, Shannon. I gotta wait. We'll talk off air. I gotta wait, Shannon.
Hey man, I like Shannon, so it's okay. But you giving out state secrets too, Big G.
Hey man, we talk. They don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just gonna tell him I got away. Help us on the way, Shannon. We're gonna make sure you get the Pirates. Just
I watch every Reds game. I watched them today. They stopped being swept from the Marlins. But they gave away the first two games anyway, like the 8th and 9th inning. They won today. So yeah, 12-13 is their record, game under. But as long as you stay close to 500 in baseball, you always got a chance to get hot and make a move.
If you get hot, yeah.
If you get hot, you just can't be like 10 games under 500. It is too hard, too much of a dig.
The Pirates got pitching up and down the organization, but they have no hitting.
And I see they moved O'Neal Cruz to center field.
Yeah, that's there's been growing pains. Yes, I mean he's like an athlete; he'll figure it out, but it just takes, right. The guy don't just pop in center field,
Right. But yeah, fellas, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. With that being said, Shannon, take us out of here the old school way, man. Peace, Steeler Nation. See you tomorrow night.